Hey everyone, it is day 113 of my study abroad adventure. I can't believe it. And the sad thing is, I'm like less than 20 days before I'm done because today's December 1st. Which, yes, I also vlogged yesterday. What? I just have so much to know. Even though the vlog was 25 minutes long, I forgot things. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how many things I just want to say and put out there. But today is an exciting day because I'm even vlogging on a Thursday. That tells you how exciting today was. And it wasn't a tough day because of these situations, and that what made it so good. But before that, let me catch up on a few things I forgot before I talk about Thursday. One, when I was in Vienna, I went and picked up some chocolate near St. Stephen's Church at a place called Manor or something, and it was a pink store, everything was pink. And I did this for Kristen because she wanted another box for her family and friends that she didn't pick up when she was there. And so of course I picked myself up some chocolate because chocolate. Why would I not? And I got some of their famous wafers, as I guess what they're big and famous for. I was not that impressed with them. They just tasted like chocolate flavored things. I don't know why they're such a big deal. What I was impressed with was these little things, which made a mess, so I had to eat them all. So guilty. They're Crispies is what they say. It's actually all in English. No, it's not. The backside is in German. There's a little seal tab. I could have not made a mess. So guilty. Anyway, it's cranberries, dried cranberries covered in white chocolate, and I loved them. They were so good. If you're not huge into a lot of sweets, I keep finding people who are like, I like dark chocolate, and it's like, I don't understand you, because sweet on sweet on sweet, this is my life. White chocolate kind of girl, white hot chocolate type of girl, sweet on sweet on sweet. So, these were really, really good, and I'm just documenting this, so if I ever find something like it again, I remember cranberries covered in white chocolate. They were crunchy and just sweet, and they were so good. So, forgot to mention that. Other thing was Monday night. I can't believe yesterday why I was pulling a blank on Monday night. Well, so after the mall, which I did talk about, was I went to Office Depot to get more boxes because, as I told you before I left for Prague and Vienna, I did get everything to fit into one box, which just blew my mind, but then the box was too heavy. I couldn't carry it, and that's no good since I have to transport it. So I decided to do, because I was trying to figure out how to not waste the boxes I bought, but it was in the end I'm just going to have to get more and figure this out. And so I went back to Office Depot thinking I'd get 2 larges this time, or large and a medium, or large and a small, or something, and figure it out. Well, they had no larges. I think they had really small. They had extra large, large, and medium. So I got 2 mediums. This is, if you can tell, it's nowhere near as big as the extra large. So much more in my capability to carry. So because I was thinking, I know they aren't going to both fit, but I was thinking what I will do is maybe cut one up and use it for space, or what I was thinking of doing, it was, if I unloaded the extra large enough to put this one in it empty, so it filled the space so things were moving around, but also make it light, maybe that's what I would do with the second box. But what I ended up doing was, in one of the mediums, I put most of the wine, so hopefully they stay safe, as well as the presents for the gifts. Presents for the men in Ray, meaning my dad, my 2 brothers, and my nephew. The men in Ray gifts went in there, so let's hope and pray it gets through, but I figured they were the men who, since they live in Ray and it's going to Ray, they can get it when it comes, if it ends up being late, as well as I'm really nervous that they're going to search it and find the wine and say this can't go through or charge me an extra fee because it's alcohol and stuff. But I'm pretty sure it's lower than the alcohol content, so it should be able to go through. I'm really nervous. As I'm saying though, then obviously I did get it. I all finished, packed up Monday night, that I didn't mail it on Tuesday. This took an hour because I had to carry that down and do the paperwork, and then I had to carry the other one down, and I went to the post office just around the corner. It took an hour to get both of these mailed off. So I filled it out with mostly the wine and the gifts, and that was done. And then what I did with the second one, and what I did with that second extra large box I did was I cut it up, all the pieces, and I put the like box sides inside the large box, so I had to make them a little bit smaller. So like the box is double layered cardboard, and so hopefully that makes it protected and keep things safe. Here's a picture of the corner of it being like double edged layered. So, and then that extra large, the tabs, both like the like tabby part of the cardboard. I'm trying not to ruin that in case I want to use it again. I hope not. It was expensive to mail things home. I use them on top of both boxes, so there's cardboard on top that it was better to tape it down with. Here's a picture of the two boxes, and yeah. So Monday night I finished the Christmas gifts. Yes, finally. And Tuesday I mailed them off, as well as my summer clothes and my DVDs, which since then there's been a couple times like, oh, I should get that and mail it off. And it's like, no, you can't mail anything off anymore. It was expensive. 2, you already mailed things off, and you're already freaking nervous that they won't make it in time. Which I just checked the tracker, so yesterday morning they were in the exchange office or something, so that means they haven't even left Hungary yet, or as far as I know, Budapest. But that was yesterday morning, like early morning, so maybe they update daily, so maybe tomorrow I'll have another update. Oh, I'm so nervous. I really hope they go through, and I really hope they go through safe, and I hope they make it on time. I mean, if they don't make it on time, I'll survive. Like, I can get gifts to people later, and it's okay. But if they don't come safe, that's going to be a huge disappointment. And if they don't go through it all, that's going to be even more of a disappointment. So, if you're a prayer, pray that these packages make it in one piece. So, but I'm so happy to have that done. That was a project to be done, and it is done. And probably one time in my life, I'm on top of the ball for Christmas. It will probably never happen again, because I'm done. There should be nothing else I'm supposed to do for Christmas. I do plan to bring Palinka home in my suitcase, because Palinka's too high of an alcohol content to mail. So, yeah, I'm gonna marry Palinka. No, Palinka's gross. But I hope to bring it home in my carry-on suitcases, which is why I mailed things home that I brought with me, so hopefully I have room. I'm so nervous, because that's the one thing about this box, even though I don't want to mail it again, is maybe when I start packing, if I can't fit everything, I might have to send a package home that things I won't need right away. But oh, I hope not, because it was expensive to mail to the United States. It makes me very happy now that you've tried to mail me anything. Like, I'd feel so guilty if you were mailing me things, because it's expensive. So, something when I wrapped up the gifts and showed you them, I don't know if I ever showed you, was, you may have noticed I used the exact same wrapping paper on it all. That's not because I was cost efficient and easy to find. This was actually at Office Depot too, it's been my saving grace. There's a very specific reason, and you can't read it with the lighting and everything, but down here in the ribbon, it says coming home for Christmas. So, that was too poetic not to use it on every gift that I did, so the gifts that have this wrapping paper, please make it home for Christmas, and I will follow. So, yeah. There's one more item I might get if the stall still hasn't had the items, one of the Christmas market stalls. So, if before I leave they get it, I might get it. I already have a gift for that person, so if I don't, it's okay. But that'll probably be the last thing. Otherwise, I might offer this to my roommates, or it's going to be left here for the next residents. So, but very poetic, coming home for Christmas. Anyway, even just talking about the fact that that's done makes me energized, but also makes me so nervous. Okay, other news about past kind of things is yesterday I was showing you the medicine I got. So this is the foam stuff, and it's actually for chickenpox. It's very much for chickenpox, and I think I'm just not supposed to put it on more than 3 times a day. But I did it yesterday after the vlog for my arms, and then after I showered I put it on all the spots, and then today when I woke up, and I don't even feel like I need to put it on again. Like, it is that effective. And like, yesterday I didn't want to show you my arms because they were just a big red blot, but look, you can maybe see some dots, but like, the redness went down overnight. And I think it helped that I probably wasn't scratching at night, which I think the night before I scratched a lot, because there was one Here it was the night before that I woke up and was like, I'm just scratching it. Like, scratching myself woke me up. So, yeah. They look very different, and they're bumpy, weird, but I'm still not happy about it. Like, oh my gosh, that stuff works. Like, that's probably gonna have to come home with me. I don't know if I'll ever need it again, because I was figuring I'd use it up, but I don't know if I'm gonna use it tonight or not. I'll probably use it tonight. I'll probably use it here for a little while, but I probably won't use it up. It is effective. I don't know if they're that brand. If you ever find it in America and you have a kid with chicken pox, this is amazing. So, and then the pill, I don't know if it's supposed to help me sleep and that's what takes away the pain or the itching or whatnot. So I don't know if it was very effective or not, or it just was the phone. I don't know. But I will say, I went to bed about the same time I normally do, which is not early, so I'm tired anyway, but I was really tired today. Like, I even power nap during the break of my class, which I normally do on Thursdays, and then I'm fine, but I wasn't. I was still so tired. And then problem solving, or Posa method, I was very tired, which might have been just because we were talking and it wasn't very interactive, but like that was later in the afternoon and I was still like kind of tired. So I don't know if that was the medicine. I don't know if it is a sleepy type medicine or not, but we'll find out. I'm amazed there's 30 tablets and that I don't think I'll be able to take them all, because I'm not even here for 30 more days. So, and I think the bed bugs are in my comforter. I'm pretty confident because I've slept twice now without my comforter and I haven't noticed any new bed bugs. So, who knows what that means. And the exterminator comes on Monday. Let's hope I make it out. I'm feeling optimistic. The fact that I'm not, like, you may have noticed yesterday, there was a couple of times I had to stop myself from itching, and yet I still did. Like, it's such a, like, conscious effort to make myself stop. But, I'm not scratching today. Nothing really itches. There's a couple around the shoes, when my shoes go up against them. That is awkward, but that's it. Okay, so today, object algebra, I was just tired. We did not have practicum, so I had a longer study break time, which I spent trying to prepare for this origami worksheet I was supposed to lead this afternoon, which I did lead this afternoon. I've known about this for a while, and that tells you something that today I was preparing for it. I mean, I had my idea, it was one that I've never really been able to implement before, so I really did not know what to expect and what to do. I was very stressed about it. But I'll get to that. But then, Posa. We met Leo's Posa. I finally met a mathematician, like a big name mathematician. Like, how nuts is that? So he came, he doesn't speak English, so he came and just answered our questions. We mostly talked about him and education, because that's, his passion really is in teaching math. Like, he's some brainiac person, but yeah, he wants to teach math. And that's so cool. And he has the utmost respect for teachers, and not just highly intelligent ones. Like, you kind of feel like he'd have this side that you need to be super smart, well developed in math. But yet he kept saying, like, if you have enthusiasm and the desire and the, like, you want kids to be successful, you're going to be a good teacher. It was, like, so refreshing to hear that, like, I mean, it's so similar to what I've done in my classes when we talk about what makes a good teacher. Is it's not knowing your content, it's not this or that. Like, they are important, but when it comes down to it, it's almost just being a good person. And he said everything that I've said in education classes, and he's not someone who's done education classes or taken or taught education classes. He just gets it. And so that was so refreshing and so energizing, and like, I think I can do this. I've been feeling a little burnt out this semester with all my work, that it's like, I hope I don't get burnt out as a teacher. And he rejuvenated me a little bit, because especially at the end, he gave when you compare through things, a metaphor of teaching that hits home for me massively is acting. He said, you're near a teacher, you're almost acting. You're putting on a show that you're hoping the audience will get something out of. It's like, I've never thought about it this way. The fact that the teacher, you're almost not you when you're in teaching mode, which I get. Like, there's parts of you and there's times that you're supposed to let the kids know you're a human being, but at the same time you're also like, you're in a professional situation. It's like when you're public speaking, like you're you, but at the same time you're putting on a face. I mean, me in front of this camera is almost putting on a face. Like, I'm putting myself out here, but it's still very different than if someone was actually sitting next to me listening to me talk. For one, I want to be able to ramble on for so long. I let people talk over me way too easily, which is why I love this, because I get to just talk. And I let myself jump around, and I get to enjoy it instead of bouncing off someone and letting us get sidetracked so I don't get to tell my story. So, I mean, it's that kind of feeling of you get to put on, but then the fact that you have to present it in a way that you hope that your audience that you should know gets something out of it. And it's just so dead on. And because he talked about how Romeo and Juliet is a play done so many different times, but yet it's always a little bit different based on the actors and the directors. And it's like, yeah, so I may be teaching math, and my goal may be to teach math like Posa. Discovery method, self-learning method. And the thing is, it's gonna be different than the way he did it. And that's okay, because our aim is still valuable. And he also said, sometimes being the teacher, you're also being director, stage manager, writer, actor. Like, you have to set it up, you have to know where it's going, you have to be organized. Like, it just was such an... Okay, people I know who watch this is my mother and my cousin, so maybe Zane's still watching. I don't know. If he ever watched to begin with. I have no idea. If you aren't those people, you may not know. I'm a theater person. I grew up doing a lot of theater because my mother did theater and did a lot in high school and some in college. And truthfully, I enjoyed acting, but I've also really enjoyed stage managing because it's such an organizational strong point and yet not so creative as the director. So, but I have dipped my toe in directing. I think it would be cool to do more. That something side dream I always had was if I taught in a small enough school where I taught math all day, but then I had 1 hour where I taught high school theater. Who knows? I'd be up for it. So this analogy is just so perfect for me. And if you watch Nathan's What is Normal episode with me, the interview, we talk about how I did a lot of performances, and I never thought teaching was one of them. And when he puts in this like, it's like, oh my gosh, you just explained my life. It's just another thing I do of performance scene and how I am. Like I was just saying how I let people talk over me, I'm very quiet, truthfully in person, and this vlogging, I want to be a vocal person and I want to have a voice. And so I keep doing these things that give me that opportunity between theater, cheerleading, choir, acting, now teaching as a career choice. It's like, this all makes sense. I want to make the world a better place, and I see doing that, you have to be a vocal person. And I've just tried to fill those roles in different ways. And I just never realized my career choice fit into that category too. I just thought when I decided to teach, it was kind of because I couldn't imagine myself not in school. Like, I enjoyed K through 12th grade. I mean, freshman year kind of sucked in high school, but I enjoyed going to school and that environment that I just couldn't picture myself doing anything else. And math has always just been a subject for me because they told me I had a reading problem in kindergarten. I didn't. They were wrong. But I never could spell, and I find just grammar annoying. I like reading. It took a little while for me to learn reading, but like overall English was not my subject, and history is too close to English, even though I love history. Like just reading and learning, it's the essay writing and things like that I'm like, I'll skip. And science, truthfully, even though it's like math, I kind of hate it because it's so formulated and constricting and not the way that I like. Again, it has a lot of essay writing, and it's like, I'll pass on that. And yet now I get to college and math has a lot of essay writing, and I'm like, can I pass? Can I pass? No, you can't, Julia. So, yeah, so math just fit into my category, and I do believe I have a mathematical brain when I talk with people, and they would agree. So I'm very aware when I talk to people about mathematics that I have a different brain, and that's okay. That's what makes math really cool, is I may have a brain for it, but when someone who doesn't and they see something the same way, or learn the same thing, but they see it a different way, so exciting. So, yeah. Oh, sorry. See, Posa got, even though I was falling asleep because we were talking, so he would talk in Hungarian, and then Rika would translate, so even though I was falling asleep because it was kind of like half paying attention, then pay attention, half pay attention, he got me jived. He really did re-energize me a little bit. Also, because tonight I got an email from the teacher I'm student teaching with this next spring, and that juvenized me. I don't know if I said this in a vlog. The other day, the Ray Library posted pictures of the 8th graders coming in to do research papers, and I had a moment of, these 8th graders are the ones I'm student teaching this spring. These are the 8th graders. And it was just kind of like, what? This is my life. Like the things I have here, like on Balatone Lake, when I just look at it, I'm going, this is my life. When I see those 8th graders, I'm like, that is my life. So, my worlds are colliding between studying abroad and soon to be student teaching. So, which I'll continue to talk about. She is pregnant, so she's going on maternity leave at the end of March, so I'm actually switching teachers, and the person filling her is a retired veteran teacher who's had many student teachers, and the regular teacher is very young. She's actually a 6-year teaching and never had a student teacher before, so I'm even more excited because I'm getting the 2 spectrums, and I'm going to learn so much. As long as I pass abstract algebra, I am so excited for student teaching next spring and getting really in the classroom and working consecutively through lessons and getting to know the kids and really implementing all these great things I've learned in college. Which is the other thing Posa talked about, is a new teacher is just as good as an old teacher in the fact, and one fact alone of just we're so excited and we're so energetic and we still want to strive so much. You're not in a rut. You haven't done the same thing for years and years and years, which an old experienced person has plenty of wisdom and knows what works and what doesn't work. So teachers are valuable at any level is pretty much what he said, and it was rejuvenating too, because it's like he's been teaching for years and my teacher has been teaching with him for years, and like it's hard when it's like they've been doing this so long, they know what's going on, and they're like, no, you guys are going to be great, and it's like, yeah, thank you, that's what I needed to hear, thank you. So yeah, it was exciting to talk with Posa. So I'm excited that I met him. He not only is he a mathematician, which is so cool to me, is the fact of how much of a math educator he is, and obviously he's influenced my life with just one meeting, so really cool. We went to problem solving where Ashley presented her problem thread, which was on module arithmetic, which is something I know how to do, but the language wasn't introduced to me till college, so I'm really not very efficient at it. So her problem thread was awesome. She also related it to music, so it was really interesting. And I'm going to steal it. I'm going to tell Lisa at my college about it. Maybe she can use it in one of her classes because it was good. She was like nervous about it, nervous about teaching about it, but it was a really good problem thread. She did impressive work. And then after that, I had the origami workshop, which it was going to be Ashley, Rika, and me, or Abby, Rika and me, but Abby has broken her hand, so she pulled out, so just Rika and me, and it was a small group. It was fine. I was very nervous because Anna was coming, my teacher from games and manipulatives, but she was happy with me. I made it very clear, I was like, I don't know how to do this, and the hard thing is I had them do origami and then unfold it, and we were doing essentially graph theory ideas on the folds. And they're things that a college student, they're gonna spit them out, and they pretty much did. There's only one that I kind of had to lead them to, and that was the thing I was nervous about. And so, but the origami folding took a long time, so it was okay. But I did learn a few lessons more with the second group. I was gonna just use their examples and talk through the things that I wanted them to discover while they fold, but then they would keep interrupting me to get help on their origami. So if I am to teach a lesson like this, I would probably either have them make origami, and that's what we're doing, and we're all doing the same thing. I brought options today, but if I was going to teach it, we'd all do the same origami thing, and then unfold and teach, or bring an unfolded version or a unfolded or print copy of the fold layout with directions of which ones are mountain and valley folds, and go from there. It was fun to, when I had absolutely no idea. Now I have some idea. If I ever have a chance to implement origami in a classroom, which I would love to. I would love to do math like that. But who knows? Curriculum and standardized testing really limits all that. But who knows? I'm learning tricks and trades while I'm here, and it's great. So it was okay. I was also nervous Daniel was coming, and I knew this was going to be something he'd be really smart at. And yeah, he asked the questions I wasn't prepared for, and I don't think he was irritated with me or anything, but it's just a bummer I couldn't do more. I'm slightly terrified that if I ever get a student like Daniel in my classroom, that I just won't know what to do with him, because I am not on his level, and I think he's been a smart math kid for a while, so. But it's good for me to know they're out there and be experiencing it, but he said he had a good time, so yeah. And then I've been home and doing the emails and things. Anyway, I've talked way too long again. I'm sad the end's coming, but I'm also excited for start teaching, and my life is just good. Abstract algebra was pulling me down, but that's okay. That's okay. Some things are good, some things are bad, and some things we don't know until we have hindsight of it. So with abstract algebra, I'm just going to keep pushing through and see what happens and hope for the absolute best. I have Paul, the guy who founded BSME, helping me out to help me get credit for it. So we'll see. Yeah, thank you. And as always, thanks for staying tuned to my adventure.